so let's consider the first question under mathematics. The question is, find R if 6R7 in base 8 is equal to 511 in base 9. Option A is 6, option B is 5, option C is 3, and option D is 2. The first approach to this question is to convert both the left hand side and the right hand side into base 10. So the left hand side we have 6R7 in base 8. It is going to be converted to base 10. Also 5119 at the right hand side is in base 9. We are also going to convert this to base 10. Then before solving it as a quadratic equation or as a linear equation. But this question, since we have 3 terms in both sides, 6R and 7, 5, 1 and 1, there are 3 terms, then it is going to lead to a linear equation, not quadratic equation. So first step, solution, 6R7 in base 8 is equal to 511 in base 9. Converting the left hand side to base 10, we have this 6R and 7 ranging from 0, counting to the left hand side, 0, 1 and 2. Therefore we have, since the base is 8, so we have 6 times 8 raised to the power of 2 plus R times 8 raised to the power of 1 plus 7 times 8 raised to the power of 0. Alright, so from here we have 6 times 8 raised to the power of 2 is 64 plus R times 8 raised to the power of 1 is 8 plus bracket 7 times 8 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So we have here as 6 times 64 gives 384 plus 8 times R gives 8R plus 7. So bringing this, we have 384 plus 7, collection of like terms, 384 plus 7. This gives 3, 1 plus 8R. So this is the result obtained from the left hand side. We obtain this from the left hand side. From the left hand side, let's examine the right hand side. In the right hand side, we have 511 in base 9. 511 in base 9. This is the same as 511, counting from 0, 1 and 2. So let's convert to base 10. It becomes 5 times 9. The natural base is 9. 5 times 9, this is raised to the power of 2, plus 1 times 9, this is raised to the power of 1, plus 1 times 9, and this is raised to the power of 0. So we have 5 times 9 raised to the power of 2 is 81, plus 1 times 9 raised to the power of 1 is 9, plus 1 times 9 raised to the power of 0, and 9 raised to the power of 0 is 1. So we have 5 times 81 gives 405 plus 1 times 9 gives 9 and plus 1 times 1 is 1. So if we add up, we are going to obtain 415. Therefore, the result in the right hand side is 415. We have successfully converted the left hand side to base 10 and we obtain 391 plus 8 arrow. We have also successfully converted 511 in base 9 also to base 10 and we obtain 415. The next step or the next approach to this is to equate this over to this, equating the respective results. So we have 391 plus 8r is equal to 415. We can go ahead to make 8 arrow the subject, so 8 arrow is equal to 415 minus 391. 8 arrow is equal to 415 minus 391 gives 24. Making arrow the subject by dividing both sides by the coefficients of arrow being 8. So we obtain 8 here, 8 here, 8 cancels 8. I'm left with arrow. Therefore, arrow is equal to 24 divided by 8. And if you divide 24 by 8, arrow is going to give 3. Therefore, the 3 becomes the final result to this problem. The correct option on the board is option 3. Is the right result. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. A student measures a piece of rope and found that it was 1.26 meters long. If the actual length of rope is 1.25 meters, what was the percentage error in the measurement? Option A, 0.08%, B, 0.40%, C, 0.25%, and D, 0.01%. Alright, this is percentage error. From the given parameters on the board, the measured value is This is also known as an estimated value or an approximate value. Is given as 1.26 meters. The next value that was given is the actual length, which is the actual value or the real value. Actual value is given as 1.525 meters. And we are required to determine the percentage error. Percentage error is unknown. So the formula for percentage error is equal to absolute value divided by the actual value times 100. This absolute value is the same as the real value or the measured value minus the actual value. Measure minus actual or actual minus measure. It is called an absolute value because the negative sign is disregarded or omitted. Alright, so let's substitute this. Percentage error is equal to the absolute value is the difference between the two values that was given from the question, and we have 1.26 meter minus 1.25 meters divided by the actual value, which is 1.25 meters times 100. So we have this. From the numerator in parentheses, we have 0.01 meter divided by 1.25 meter times 100. So this gives 0.08%. We can actually obtain this using the long division method. Now the next question is question number 3. At what rate will the interest on 400 naira increase to 24 naira in 3 years, reckoning in simple interest? Option A 5%, B 4%, C 3%, and D 2%. This is simple interest. So we have, from the given parameters, the interest, the simple interest, I is equal to 24 naira. And the principal P is equal to 400 naira. The time T is given as 3 years. So we are required to determine the rate. So the general formula for simple interest is principal rate time all over 100. So simple interest is given as principal times rate times time all over 100. So since we are required to determine the rate, we can actually make the arrow the subject of the formula from here. So let's also produce a denominator to this person, so we can cross and multiply. So when cross and multiply, we are going to obtain PRT is equal to, that is PRT times 1 is equal to I times 100. So we have PRT is equal to 100I. Dividing the two sides by the coefficient of the rate, which is P and T. So we have P here and T here. The same here, P and T. So this cancels this, this cancels this. The rate R is given as 100 I over P and T. Alright, so let's substitute. The rate is equal to 100 times the interest, and interest is 24, divided by the principal, which is 400 times the time, which is given as 3 years. So from here we can make it very simple by taking off the 2 0 by this 2 0. So we are left with 1 times 24, which equal to 1 times 24 at numerator divided by the denominator is 4 times 3. 4 times 3. We can further reduce this by saying 4 here, 4 into 24, 6. So we are left with 1 times 6 divided by 3. 3 can go into 6. How many times? 2 times. So the correct answer is 2%. The correct option is option D on the board, 2%. 2%. Let us consider question number 4. In question number 4, we have evaluate 81/16 raised to the power of minus 1 over 4 times 2 raised to the power of minus 1. Option A, 1/16, B, 1/3, C, 3, and D, 6. Solution, we have 81/16 raised to the power of minus 1 over 4 times 2 raised to the power of minus 1. First thing first, we have to remove the negative sign in that index as the power. So to do this, we have to apply the negative index law in indices. So the negative index states that if A is raised to minus 1 over 2, to remove the negative sign from the power, we have 1 all over A raised to the power of 1 over 2. This negative sign represents the division sign, always the reciprocal of the positive index. So let us apply this into this place and also here. So we have 1 all over 81/16. This will be raised to the positive index, raised to the power of 1 over 4 times, doing the same thing to this term, 2 raised to the power of negative 1, it becomes 1 all over 2 raised to the power of positive 1. That is the first step. The next step, let us apply the next law, which is the fractional index law. In fractional index law, if we have A over B raised to a certain power being a fraction, for example, x over y, to express this, it will become the root of the denominator raised to the power of the fraction. That becomes A over B root y raised to the power of x. The root becomes the denominator of the index, whereas the power becomes the numerator of the index. We are going to apply this into this. So we have 1 divided by, the denominator is 4, and which becomes the 4th root of this fraction, 81/16. 81/16 raised to the power of, the numerator is 1 raised to the power of 1 times 1/2. 2 raised to the power of 1 is the same thing as 2. So we have this. From this point, we have 1 all over 4th root of 81 is 3. Because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives 81. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 into 4 places. That is 4th root of 81. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 gives 81. So the numerator of this fraction is 3 over 4th root of 16 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 gives 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 gives 16. So the 4th root of 16 is 2. So over 2 raised to the power of 1 times 1 over 2. 1 over 2. So this becomes 1 over this gives, remember, when a quantity is raised to the power of 1, the result becomes the same quantity. So we have 1 all over 3 over 2 times 1 over 2. Alright, so next step, according to reciprocal law in indices, we are going to change this or apply a reciprocal law to this. According to a reciprocal law, if we have 1 all over A over B, because this is reciprocal, 1 divided by everything, it can be written as B over A. Turning upside down, replacing the fraction, interchanging the fraction, that is the reciprocal law. So the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. So from A over B we obtain B over A. Applying this over here, we have the reciprocal of 3 over 2 gives 2 over 3 times 1 over 2. At this point, 2 cancels 2, and we are left with 1 over 3. Therefore, the correct answer is 1 over 3. And the right option is option B, 1 over 3. Let us consider the next question, question number 5. Under logarithm or logarithm, given that log 2 is equal to 0.3014, 10 rather, log 7 is 0.8451, evaluate log 112. Option A, 3.1461, B, 2.5441, C, 2.0491, and D, 2.1461. Alright, so let us evaluate log 112. Log 112 is the same as log 16 times 7. Yes, 16 times 7 gives 112. In addition law, let us look at addition law. In addition law, if we have log A plus log B, this can also be written as log A times B. Alright, so we can actually put this into this form. And we have log 16 plus log 7. Alright, so in this 16 we have 16 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is to say, it is the same as 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 raised to the power of 4. Let us bring the knowledge over to this, please. And we have log 2 raised to the power of 4 plus log 7. Again, in logarithm, when it comes to power law, if we have log x raised to the power of n This can also be written as n log x in base a. The power is used to multiply the log itself. Applying this over here, we have 4 log 2 plus log 7. So at this point, we can do the substitution by putting 0.3010 into log 2 and putting 0.8451 into log 7. So we have this 4 times log 2, and log 2 is given as 0.3010 plus log 7 is 0.8451. Multiply this by 4 and we obtain 1.2040 plus 0.8451. So when we add all these two, we are going to obtain 2.0491, and the correct option on the board is option C, 2.0491. This is very simple.